Are there any senators in the chamber wishing to change his or her vote? If not, the yeas are 49. The nays are 51.
After 11 days of marathon arguments, Republican senators all but buried Democrats' hopes of removing President Trump from the White House. The battle centered around whether or not to subpoena new evidence and witnesses, including former National Security Advisor John Bolton. New revelations from his forthcoming book seem to corroborate the charges that the president abused his office for his own political gain. But with Democrats in the minority in the 100-member Senate, their hopes of questioning Bolton hinged on winning over a handful of moderate Republicans. That hope died even before Friday's vote, when Lisa Murkowski announced,
I carefully considered the need for additional witnesses and documents, but ultimately decided that I will vote against considering motions to subpoena.
With Republicans unwilling to budge, Democrats were left fuming.
If my Republican colleagues refuse to even consider witnesses and documents in this trial, this country is headed towards the greatest cover-up since Watergate.
Trump's defense argued that Democrats had missed their chance by rushing the impeachment investigation through the House of Representatives.
Chief Justice, you've heard from a lot of witnesses. The problem with the case, the problem with their position is, even with all of those witnesses, it doesn't prove up an impeachable offense. The articles fail.
With closing arguments scheduled for Monday, Republicans hope to have Trump acquitted by Wednesday, bringing a swift end to what's been only the third impeachment trial of a president in U.S. history.
So let's put this into perspective now. We are joined here in the studio by Rachel Rizzo. She is a U.S. political analyst. Welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. How do you see the message of this vote last night in the Senate?
I mean, I think the message is really that the president of the United States really has carte blanche to do whatever he wants. And I think it's really concerning that the Democrats couldn't even get the 4 senators they need to vote with the Democrats to call witnesses. And so I think it gives you a really good sense of where the Republican Party is right now. It's the party of Trump.
What does it say about the state of democracy in the country?
Well, I think this is a concern for everyone who cares about the U.S. Constitution. I mean, the fact is the president used his office to pressure a foreign leader. And I think the questions you have to ask are, what message does this send to our allies and partners abroad? And what message does this send to the United States public and future presidents?
So now we have this vote coming up on Wednesday. I mean, this is all eyes are really on this moment because this is where the big decision is going to be made. You know, all analysts are expecting right now that Trump will, in fact, win this, that this will be a favorable outcome for him. Everything else would be a surprise, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Everything else wouldn't just be a surprise. It would be a shock. So the Democrats would need a supermajority in the Senate to vote to remove Trump from office. That means that they'd have to get 20 senators to switch sides and vote to remove him. And like I said before, the fact that they couldn't even get the 4 senators they needed to call witnesses in the trial really gives you a sense of what to expect on Wednesday. And the fact is, any sort of outcome besides an acquittal would be a huge surprise for everyone and very, very unlikely.
It's a massive defeat for the Democrats.
It's a huge defeat for the Democrats. I mean, I think that they probably knew from the beginning that, you know, given the state of the Republican Party, the likelihood that the president would actually be removed from office was pretty slim. But just to see where this has gone is, you know, this hasn't gone great for the Dems from the beginning.
It doesn't bode well for the election, certainly.
Absolutely not. And this is going to be really good news for Trump going into the election. He is going to use this to his advantage. He's going to feel emboldened. He's going to feel vindicated. And he's going to use this to rally his base. Now, the Democrats are going to do the opposite. They're going to say, listen, if you care about the future of this country, if you care about democracy, it's time to remove Trump from office. And so this might end on Wednesday. The trial might end on Wednesday, but this is going to follow the whoever the Democratic nominee is and President Trump all the way into the November election.
Partisan politics on full display during this impeachment trial of U.S. President Donald Trump. Rachel Rizzo with the analysis, a U.S. political analyst joining us. Thank you.
Thanks.